First story is The Moon's Last Song. Far beyond Machu Picchu, in a forgotten valley, the Quenti people lived, their fingers dancing on looms. Their tapestries did not just show stories, they held them. The hum of a melody, the sigh of the wind. Queen Mamaquilla wove the music of the stars themselves. High above, the mountain god Apukatari watched. Their silent songs were a power he could not possess. His envy became a curse, a devouring silence. In the valley, a weaver's hand stilled mid-thread. A singer opened her mouth. No sound emerged. The very air grew thick and heavy, muffling the world. Queen Mamaquilla knew. This was Apukatari's jealousy. There was one chance, a song to mend the broken quiet. But it required all the music her people held inside. One by one they came. Hands on the great loom, they poured their memories of song into the threads. The queen wove their collective heart into a new tapestry. Outside, the gray silence crawled up the palace steps. The final thread, the last remembered note of a lullaby. She lifted the completed tapestry toward the window. The wave of silence slammed against the light. For a moment, everything held its breath. Then, a single clear note rang out from the cloth. The silence shattered like glass. Sound rushed back in a joyous, overwhelming wave, but the tapestry's light was fading. Its song spent. The people had their voices back, but not their woven songs. They say on quiet nights, if you listen closely, you can hear the echo of the moon's last song. Second story, The Weaver of the Forgotten Paths. In a secluded valley of the Inca Empire, surrounded by towering, snow-capped peaks, lived a weaver. Her name was Mythic. Her fingers did not just work thread, they conversed with it. For years, she worked on a single grand tapestry. It was not just a picture, it was a prayer. Woven into it were threads of dawn light, storm cloud gray, and the deep green of sacred valleys. On the day she tied the final knot, the tapestry seemed to breathe. The spirit of the mountain was within it. The whole village came to see. They felt the Apu's presence, a comforting, watchful peace. But the village chief, Poma, felt no peace. He felt a cold spike of jealousy and fear. He saw not a blessing, but a rival power. A power he did not control. That night, he gave the order. "Burn it," he told his guards. "It is an affront to the true gods." The guards tore the tapestry from the loom. Midas' cries were lost in the wind. They built a pyre in the village square. The villagers watched, too afraid to intervene. A torch was thrown. The sacred threads caught fire with a sound like a sigh. Maida fell to her knees. She did not watch the flames. She looked up at the dark mountain. High above, the mountain spirit, the Apu, felt the burning of its captured essence. It awoke in wrath. The earth itself trembled. The fire of the pyre was nothing compared to the mountain's fury. With a roar that split the night, the mountainside gave way. A river of stone descended upon the village. There was no escape. Stone buried the square, the chief's house, and the homes of the silent watchers. When the dust settled, only one structure stood untouched, Maida's simple workshop on the valley's edge, and Maida stood within, unharmed. Before her, the bare loom, and a voice like grinding stone spoke. "You wove my image, and they burned it. Now weave my will. Weave not a picture for a wall. Weave a path for the lost." Maida began again. She wove intricate patterns, not of a face, but of trails, passes, and guiding stars. Her new tapestry was a living map. It shifted with the seasons, showing safe passage through the treacherous Andes. Travelers, shepherds, the lost and weary, all who found her hut saw their path clear within the threads. Maida never left her loom. She became the weaver of the forgotten paths, a guardian spirit of the mountains. They say she weaves still. that her tapestry is the Andes themselves, and every safe trail is one of her threads. Third story, the last echo of the stone-born giants. High in the misty Scottish highlands, silence ruled the ancient peaks. Deep within the rock slumbered beings not of flesh, but of living stone. The Earth Mother Kaliak shaped them, guardians of the old, deep places, but she placed upon them a terrible, sorrowful curse. Awakened by human greed, their stone hearts would break. Generations passed. The tribe of Chief Alpin grew ambitious. He desired a fortress of stone, unassailable, eternal. Whispers spoke of power sleeping in the mountain's heart. Alpin ignored the warnings. He saw only a tool for his glory. With his own axe, he struck the sacred seal in the deep dark. The crack echoed through tunnels untouched for millennia. Deep below, eyelids of granite began to grind open. One by one, the stone-born giants awoke from their dreamless sleep. Alpin watched from the cave mouth, a triumphant smile on his lips. But his smile faded as he saw their faces. Not rage, but a deep, unfathomable sorrow filled their eyes. The curse of Kailiach took hold. Their hearts were breaking. From their eyes flowed not water, but liquid grief. A river of sorrow began to pour from the mountain's roots. Alpin ran, but the weeping river was faster. It swirled around his wooden fortress, his proud towers. The stone-born tears did not quench. They consumed. His kingdom, his ambition, swallowed by a flood of pure sorrow. When the waters receded, only silence remained. And there, scattered across the glen, were new standing stones. The giants, forever weeping, had returned to the earth. Chief Alpin was never seen again, but on quiet nights they say you can hear it, a faint echo, like stone softly weeping, the last echo of the stone-born giants.